Okay, so the end of this object can be a little bit confusing. You have to be really careful, okay? So we're going to work on this area here. Now, something I want you to be aware of. This line should be parallel to this line, okay? Um, since they're parallel in this view, it should transfer to this view. So that's something you want to keep an eye out for. That may not make any sense to you right now, but I think it will as we progress. So I'm just going to draw a little line from this point to this point, okay, which would represent a line from here to here. Okay. The reason I'm doing that is because when we drop down from this elevation to the next elevation, which is the same as the distance from here to here, we're also going to be going from here to the right at the same time. So let me check this distance. So that's the length of 6. Okay, so we're going to be going at a 45-degree angle in 3 units in this direction, but we're also going to be going to the right by the distance between here and here. So midpoint of the line we just drew to the midpoint of this line is 2.9171. Okay, so L, so I'm going to go 2.9171. Okay, then I'm going to go 3 along the 45-degree angle. All right. So that point has some significance there that we're going to use. I'm going to copy this short line here by its midpoint to the end point of that line. Okay, and then I think I can erase that now. All right. So I'm just going to leave that line where it is. From the point here, I'm going to draw a line at 45 degrees, a length of 3. And same thing here, okay, because we're dropping down to that next elevation. All right. So now at this point, I can just connect these two ends. And I connect the end here as well. All right. Now it's looking a little bit strange possibly to you. We're just going to keep moving on, and then I want to show you hopefully why I was talking about this angle earlier. Okay, so from this elevation here it drops down again. This is 16, so we're going to drop down 8. Okay, so I'm going to drop down from this corner a distance of 8, and also from this corner a distance of 8. Then I can connect these lines and then go back to here and back to here. Now hopefully this is a check to make sure that we have done everything correctly. This line should be parallel to this line because they are in the normal views, okay? Nothing warps, in other words. So I'm going to check the angle here. I'm going to click on that. That angle is 120 degrees. This angle is 300, okay? And the difference is the direction I drew the lines. If I were to actually draw the line from here to here, this should change to 300, okay? So they're both exactly the same, 300. And let's check this one, 240 and 60. And again, I think we have a case where it was just the direction the line was drawn. So from here to here, 60 and 60. So those lines should have been parallel, and they are parallel, thank goodness. Okay, so we're still working. All right, we've done probably one of the more difficult parts, and we have one more difficult part, this area in here. Okay, so this circle also drops down to this channel elevation, which is also going to be 3. So from make sure that you have your quadrant snap, I think would be helpful for this one turned on. So I'm going to turn mine on here. So I'm going to draw a line from the quadrant at a 45-degree angle down 3, and then I will copy endpoint to endpoint there. Okay. So that looks a little bit strange right now, but I believe we're correct in doing that. And I think what we can do is actually, this will probably start helping with our perspective a little bit. Um, Let me trim off between here. So I want to do TR enter. Let me click on this line and enter, and then click on this circle and enter. Oh, it's not liking that for some reason. TR, I'll click between here, and then enter, and then click that and enter. Okay, I can get rid of that line, and then from this point I want to draw a receding line by 3. Okay, now it should automatically be tangent to the circle, which it is. Okay, which is that line. Okay, so let me trim this arc between here and here. Get rid of that. Nope, I did the wrong one. TR between here and here. Okay, and then now from this elevation we drop down like we did over here. We do 8. We could actually just copy this line if we wanted. So I'm going to copy to that quadrant, and I will copy this circle from endpoint to endpoint, and then trim away what I don't need. And now I can trim this line between here and here, or this circle I mean. And let me get rid of that little remnant there. I can get rid of that, and also can trim between here and here. Okay, so this will be a good trimming exercise for you. And I think it looks like, oh, we need to get rid of that arc actually. So trim from the 45 to here. Okay, so I think we are good to go now. And yeah, it looks complete. So that was a little bit confusing, but that was a good. Oh, you know what? I was almost done. Need one more thing. I need to copy the line from here to here, and that should also be at the end point of this line. Yeah. Okay. So now I knew something didn't quite look right, and I'm hoping that's everything now. Okay, so that is the oblique cabinet sketch. We're not quite finished yet. Let's do our layout sheet. So I'll come over here and look, and everything looks okay, but this the oblique drawing kind of takes up everything, the space. So let's scale that down a little bit. Let me scale it by 3/4. I'm just going to scale it from 0.75. Okay. You can do that as long as everything is proportional. You can do that with these sketches. Those are just to help whoever reads the drawings to visualize the sketch. So now let me click on this and pick an appropriate scale. So that'll be 1/2. That's a little small. Let's try 1:1. That looks better, except our sketch doesn't fit. Let me go ahead and lock that. I do want to keep this since we're not adding dimensions here. I want to show as much detail as possible. Okay, so maybe let me move this and see how that looks. That's okay. Maybe I can scale it down one more time by 0.75. And so yeah, I think that looks a lot better. Some have a scale that I like. My viewport's locked. What I need to do now is to adjust my line type scale.